morning and welcome to another edition of Friday's Financial Fitness. Frequently I am asked the question, how much money can I pull out of my investments once I retire and not worry about running out of money? The answer to that question involves several different variables, and the most important, of course, is the actual rate of return that you're getting on your investments. But it also depends on the allocation of your investments with stocks to bonds and cash. So today I would like to walk you through the impact of the different withdrawal rates and how it can affect you in your retirement. And for simplicity, I'm going to use a basic portfolio of $1 million and show you the difference between a 4% withdrawal rate and a 3% withdrawal rate. Now, the example that I'm giving you is hypothetical, and it's not necessarily representative of any specific investments, and certainly the results can vary. So let's go ahead and get started on a basic 4% withdrawal rate on a $1 million portfolio. So 4% of $1 million, we would be withdrawing on the first year $40,000. And at the end of 1 year, we would be left with $960,000. Now, to keep up with inflation, I'm going to use historical inflation rates of 3%. So in order to grow the $960,000 by 3%, we would need to grow it to $1,030,000, or the growth rate between the two of $70,000. So our $1 million, we withdrew 4%, so we were left with $960. To grow the $1 million by 3% to keep up with inflation, we would need to grow at $70,000, and the difference in the $70,000 is a growth rate of 7.3%. Now, as we keep up with inflation, to pull out another 4% on the $1,030,000, the next year we would be pulling out $41,200 versus the $40,000 the first year. So we would be left with $989,000. And again, to grow the $1,030,000 by 3%, we would need to grow it to $1,061,000, or a growth rate of 72,000, and again, 7.3% is the return that we would need to get. So in this particular example, with a 4% withdrawal rate and to keep growing the portfolio to keep up with inflation, we're going to need to return around 7.3%. Now, let me give you an example with a 3% withdrawal rate, using the same numbers of a $1 million portfolio, withdrawing the same 3%, or $30,000, we would end up with $970,000. And again, to grow the $1 million portfolio by 3%, we would need $1,030,000, or roughly $60,000 increase in the portfolio. $60,000 increase from $970,000 is a return of 6.2%. 3% withdrawal rate the following year on the $1,030,000 would actually be $31,000. We would end up with $999,000. And again, increasing the $1,030,000 by 3%, we would end up with $1,061,000, and we would need to grow the portfolio by $62,000, or roughly 6.2% per year. So as you can see, a 3% withdrawal rate, we need to maintain around a 6.2% rate of return. And with a 4% withdrawal rate, we need to return around 7.3% return for this to continue on in perpetuity. Of course, the challenge is that returns are not straight and symmetrical, and they are volatile, but this hopefully has given you some idea of the different withdrawal rates based on rates of returns.